All right, guys, welcome in. Hopefully this stream will hold up. It's looking a little bit slow. Wow. All right, anyway, guys, we're going to jump right into this. Tons of stuff to cover. We know everybody wants to jump into the weather. We're going to be talking weather if we can get through the buffering. I should have probably waited another couple minutes to start this thing. Yeah, the internet was running perfectly fine until I started the stream. It's actually running really good, so I don't know what's going on now other than the YouTube. So anyway, we're going to let this thing kind of catch up here before we get too far into this. Anyway, we're reporting here from FEMA Region 7. Anyway, hope everybody is all ready for this big storm coming in. Much love out there. Anyway, we're going to jump in here, and if you guys were with us on Sunday when we were talking about this storm calling for the 2 feet of rain, we told you there was a race. There was a race between the Sahara dust and the storm, and I found a little deal here that we can kind of look and see how this race is coming along here, if it'll play. Who knows if it's going to play. Wow, now it's not playing. Isn't that funny how things work? Like it don't want to play. All right, stream's back in the green. Anyway, hopefully this thing will start playing because this affects this storm. This is going to keep it from turning into a cyclone or a hurricane, but it's still, I was keeping my eyes on this. It's pretty crazy. If you read the description in here, they say this dust will help feed the tropical storms, and that's not true at all. We've seen when this dust hit the tropical cyclone that was over there in the Pacific, it just completely wiped it out. Now this is going to affect the rainfall. It's actually going to pretty much overseed the clouds, but at the same time it's going to make it toxic rain. Now there's a bunch of other, secret ingredients that went into this storm, and we're going to show you that too. I can't believe I can't get this to do what I want it to do here. I'm trying to get the time stamp. Anyway, here's the second wave that's going to be coming in of this toxic Sahara dust. They make it sound like it's not that bad. They say this dust is made of sand, dirt, and other dust lifted into the atmosphere from the vast desert area. Covers most of North Africa. The dust is carried from the African waves, which push westwards into the Atlantic Ocean. Anyway, this is PM 2.5s. This is a carcinogen. This could have like ancient viruses in it and everything else. But this is some nasty stuff. But we're going to get into all kinds of things here because there's a lot of funny business going on. And the storm that we're going to be covering tonight, if I get where I want to go here, a lot of tabs up. That's why this thing is probably running like crap. And I can't even find the tab I want. Alright, let's just start right here for a second. We're going to hit some headlines here in a minute. First, I want to play you this loop. We're looking at all the NEXRADs. To me, these are like mini phased array antennas, but they're more of radio frequencies and microwaves. But we notice this military radar down here is back to blinking. Another thing that we're going to see is a weird signature here coming out of Ohio. Now, when was the last time we seen them all working in conjunction? It was Hurricane Michael. Guess where the storm is? And check it out. See the circle? This is one hell of a signature right here. This is completely man-made, and we're going to show you. We've been tracking this storm for actually about 2 weeks. It actually come up over Washington, come all the way down through it created tornadoes in South Dakota that sat in the same spot for 30 minutes. And it come through and flooded out Missouri, flooded out Iowa. This is the same storm that they've been steering, and they didn't even use these military radars. But we'll get back into this here in a minute. Let's jump into some other things because this all goes together. Now, down in Australia, man, more bad news down here. Dozens of gorillas believed poison after falling out of the sky near a primary school. The birds were found dead or dying near one tree. Both long birds were protected species of South Australia. I had another article on this. And, I mean, this was a lot of birds. So where's my other article? Hold on, I'm looking here. So they're suspecting that these birds were poisoned. But I'm going to tell you right now, that's not what happened. They were not poisoned. We know they're dumping the 1080 out there. We know they're spraying the Monsanto out there. But there's some electromagnetic warfare going on right now. Same place down here in Australia. Remember yesterday, their banks, their ATMs all went down. There was a power outage. Well, it's still going on. Their MyGov crashes as thousands try to submit tax returns. So they're trying to get their taxes done, and they can't because the banking systems are down, man. There's some bad stuff going on down here. This is going to lead possibly to some riots and all kinds of crazy stuff. I mean, you're holding people's money, like $882 million worth of money. You can't pull your money out of the banks. This is some new world order stuff going on down here. So when I think of all that, I think of electronic warfare. So where did I come look? Raytheon. We come over here to Raytheon. We look at some of their airborne electronic attack. Turn the lights out on your enemy. Operate unimpeded in the modern threat environment. Control the electromagnetic spectrum. They've been doing this for years. Electronic warfare uses focused energy, usually radio waves. Oh, you mean like the radio waves that come off the NEXRADs? Or laser light to confuse or disable an enemy's electronics. It can also involve listening, collecting the enemy's radio signals, or sensing the radar of an incoming missile. So this all goes together. All this stuff. This is how they control the weather. Now, you had a freak hailstorm in a popular tourist destination in Greece that left 7 people dead and over 100 injured. It was a freak hailstorm Wednesday night, killing at least 7 people, injuring over 100 others. Gale force winds. They hit a holiday spot located in northern Greece, ripping out trees, overturning cars. Officials declared a state of emergency in the region. So they had wind gusts of 78 kilometers per hour. See, I got another article on this that tells a little bit better about it here. Let me get down here. Now, this is pretty crazy because of all the people that died, there was 7 people that were killed in this tourist. 6 of them were all from other countries. It was like a targeted attack. The storm come out of nowhere. And I'm trying to find where scenes of chaos. Yeah, the storm literally come out of nowhere. The lights cut out, and the beach that it was chaos. People running, screaming, just trying to basically get off the bench. It's electromagnetics. Same thing we see with all these storms. They're all being steered. They can easily be steered with the NEXRADs, the cell phone towers, the ionospheric heaters, the cloud ionizers. So yeah, a bunch of people killed. We need to find out who the people were that were killed. This was a targeted attack. 23 other people were in the hospital. Look at the purple lights. Plasma. That's sure signs of plasma. You know, like they use the ionospheric heaters. They turn the whole troposphere, the whole ionosphere into a plasma antenna. And we're going to get into that. Here's some more attacks. Maui wildfire burns 10,000 acres. This thing is jumping across the roads. I mean, we're seeing this stuff go on everywhere. And the same thing, if you missed the early show today, we did a quick little early show. People hit the ceiling, 35 injured when Air Canada flight hit severe turbulence. They're in complete control of the jet stream winds. They're stopping the trade winds. I mean, this is all just weather warfare, man. Plain and simple, all this stuff. While that's going on, they want to force people out of their private cars. They're calling it the climate emergency strategy. Motorists are to be forced from their cars under a plan the government says is necessary to avoid the climate apocalypse. See, they're going to push these engineered storms down our throats, create the most havoc they can to try to push their lying agenda. So a revolution in transport is planned over the next decade, with Transport Minister Shane Ross saying the policy to get people out of private cars because they are the biggest offenders for emissions. Bullshit. One cruise liner ship puts out 1 million cars worth of emissions. Have you looked out in the Pacific Ocean and seen these ship tracks out there putting off 20 times worse than that? How about all the plane pollution that's creating the clouds? These guys are such liars, they piss me off. I'd like to wring this guy's neck right here. Here was another article. 37 hurt, 9 seriously on Air Canada flight hit by turbulence. So they got blasted. I'm going to show you where all the ship tracks are too. It's mind-blowing. So I was going to get into some earthquakes with if we get time, I will later. You guys see this, I'm over here on the Great American Shakeout thing. You guys remember all the old scenes from all the World War I, World War II, where they showed the kids, you know, they put the bomb sirens on, and all the kids had to go run, duck, and cover. Look at these pictures right here. Drop, cover, hold on. You know, same thing. This is the new World War II psyops. Same thing though. They want the kids to drop, cover, and hold on. Cover your head. Drop, you know. Stay in place. Screw that. I'm not going to stay in place. I'm going to go where I want to go. You're not going to stop me. Oh, I was going to get into this. Okay, I'm not going to get into this earthquake stuff right now. All right, so earlier today we had or it might have been last night or earlier today, I can't remember which video it was, but the guy that got caught with the uranium, well, check this out. A nuclear weapon material worth $72 million seized in car in Turkey. They took 5 people into custody over smuggling a highly radioactive substance used to build nuclear weapons and power nuclear reactors. The 18.1 gram haul was found in a car. Police discovered a vial of the material after they pulled the car over. So this substance is believed to be californium. Well, californium, that's above uranium. I looked it up. But it's kind of weird how this stuff keeps coming out. These are all just mind games. So let me go ahead and jump into the mimic map here. We're looking at the water vapor, the morph microwave imagery. And we're going to see a lot of funny business going on. And I'm going to show you with the radars what they're doing. We're going to go over a bunch of different things. But I just need to get this documented. And let me speed this up a little bit just so I can see the speed of the real time here. Alright, so that's pretty good. We got that documented. Alright, so here we go. Let's take a look at this. Now this hardly ever goes on up here. These are not solar farms or wind farms up here. We do see them, you know, over in California. But you do have the military radars that crank on down here. That's these weird signatures we're getting where my mouse is. and you get this weird signature up here by the Great Lakes, and then you have this super huge circle, and you got beams coming out of the Louisiana radar installation. They're hiding all this radar installation down here. You have a chaff being deployed out here off the coast of Florida. Now let me show you something here. Now we showed you guys yesterday they were spraying aerosols down here in the Gulf of Mexico. Well, they're still doing it today. We have aerosols being deployed all the way through this storm. They're everywhere. We have grid patterns all over the place. These are not the hurricane hunters out here, guys. These are the cloud seeders. Hopefully you guys can see that. Doing the off and on spraying. They're setting that all up, but get this. I wanted to find out where the ship tracks are. Well, we can definitely see these guys up here. I'm probably going too fast, but I'm going to highlight this. So we got a mega bunker fuel operation going on right underneath the Aleutian Island chain. We got a couple stragglers right out here in the middle of the Pacific. And we look down here, and you can't really see them very good. Down here off the coast of Baja. Well, let me put in this. Here they are. Look, they're spraying the bunker fuel down here like big time, man. This is like unreal. How'd they get all these ships down here so fast? Let me back this out a little bit. So you got a huge operation under the Aleutian Island chain. Now you have a huge operation here right off the Bajas. Let me back up a day. You had just a couple ships down here, just a few, about as many as there are today. Let me get this backed out so we can see it good. You still have a few over there. Let me back it up a day. And there was none down here. It's like they all come racing down from the north. And we can see them all up here, right here in the Aleutian Island chain. How'd they travel that far that fast? That's what I want to know. They went from aerosols from the planes to these ship tracks. And we always see these ship tracks before every major event. Every hurricane, every cyclone, every fire. It all has something to do with it. So let me go ahead and take that off. And we got a really freaky little storm going on up here in Minnesota, South Dakota. It's all done by aerosols. I mean, you can check the layers here. I mean, this is just a freaky looking storm. It don't look normal. That's because it's not normal. It was created. You can follow that back. So they're getting ready to do a pattern change again. Just want to go ahead and check a little bit of this real quick. Tons of aerosols being deployed way up here in the northeast. All right, let's go ahead and get into... Whoops, I didn't want to close that one. Let's go ahead and go over here. So the last time we seen the military radars going on over here. What do we got down here? We have a... Whoa, I don't even know what that is. Anyway, what I have on here right now, I have the Digisons, we have the ionospheric heaters, we have the Hart. Let me see here, let me put the map list on here. We got the ionospheric heaters, we got Harp on here, we got the Russian woodpecker, we got the Antarctic base, we got the Digisons, we got the directed energy, we got lasers, particle colliders, and gravitational wave detectors. Did you know we had a CERN like type thing right over here? Right here in Tennessee. The high energy proton is accelerated into a heavy target. So right up here by Chicago, what's this thing? What's this thing right up here? A holographic interferometer or halometer is a machine designed to test particular idea how space, time, matter, and energy behave. Well, I tell you where they're triangulating this, because we found this during Hurricane Michael. You got the Arecibo down here. It's a huge ionospheric heater. 6 cross dipoles. This thing is running at frequency 5.1 to 81.75. The power is 600,000 watts, 200 megawatts. This thing is big as a city, and they're going to build something new inside the center of this dish. So they got to be using this one. And if you triangulate all these, this one here, and then the one down here in Peru, and whenever we have these events, the weird radar there in Illinois is always doing that freak out mode, and then you got the military radars. This is a huge super darn down here. This is a 4.5 megawatts. I mean, this is just a giant antenna array. It's probably bigger than Hart. I mean, it's huge. So you got them two, then you go straight up north. So if you got this one, and both these are beaming up, you got the Harps over here in Alaska. But if you go straight up, right up north, you have the polar cap observatory. It's got a big scatter radar, phased array. It's 32 meter by 28 meter phased array. 2 megawatts, 449 megahertz. And what else you got over here? Right here in Louisiana, another gravitational wave observatory. Got a Digison right here. More telescope. Oh, that's that laser thing. I know what that is. The McDonald. A lot of observatories. So this was built 1994 to simulate both the air blast and thermal environments of a nuclear detonation. Huh. The Odd Facility 1 is a 2 reactor facility. So we got all kinds of weird, strange weather weapons going on out here, and this is just a little bit of it. I didn't even put hardly anything on this map. So that's why we're getting the weird radar returns in these spots, because they're triangulating from all these different things. And you got the NextRads doing their thing, but you can go look at all that on Climate Viewer 3D. Add whatever you want on there. Now, something very interesting I noticed. So I come over here to kind of look, and I knew that dust was coming in. So that's definitely going to keep it from turning into a cyclone, but it's going to make the rain toxic, like way more toxic. But what happened is with these ship tracks down here, with these guys deploying the bunker fuel, it killed off that wicked hurricane that was going to develop over here, the wicked cyclone that had the super low pressure. Let me put this on there. Like it's going to kill it off. Like they're not going to let that form, because that would have pushed the storm off too fast. So they're working at this thing from different angles. Let me back this thing up. Now we looked at this Sunday, and there was just like the lowest pressure storm ever developing down here. And by today, it should have been it should be like right out here, and it's not there. The ships like disintegrated that storm already, and then there's supposed to be a storm coming right behind it. There would have been dual cyclones. Oh yeah, that was towards the end of the month. So let me get up here. Okay, so there it is. Now that pressure would have dropped down to like 960. I mean, it was some insane low amount. But now that we got the bunker fuel out there, look, they're not going to let that thing go and push everything off. They're going to keep on flooding these same areas. I mean, you got, you know, tons of tropical cyclones down here that could develop if all this dust from Sahara went over here. Man, we'd be having hurricanes hitting all over the place down in the Pacific. So yeah, they're getting ready to do another pattern change. That's why they have these ship tracks here and up over here. So they're going to affect the gear drive. We're going to go take a look at that right now. And let me show you what I call the gear drive. So over here, there's usually two spinning vortexes up here in the jet stream. There's usually one right here over the Aleutian Island chains, and you got this one here that's kind of in place, but they've disintegrated the other one, and they're still pushing the jet stream up over the United States. We don't have a jet stream right now. It's all way up in Canada. That's how they're making these storms run so damn slow. They're making them stay in one position for as long as they can before they let them push them off. Complete control. Let's take this up a day. Let's just see how these pressures work. Or actually, let me get that back on now. Let me drop down. Here's the vortice layer, the scalar field. We go ahead and go down to the surface winds so we can kind of see what kind of winds we're going to get here. Hang on, I got a cough. Hang on. All right, a little better now. All right, so let me go ahead and zoom in on this storm. So this thing here right now, we're looking at 56 mile an hour winds. Let me take it up a few hours. We're looking at 59, 60 mile an hour winds, 63 mile an hour winds, 58. We're just taking this up 3 hours at a time. So yeah, once this thing, so this thing's definitely not going to turn into a cyclone unless they do something I just can't see. I mean, there's no way. Not with all that dust. I know it's sitting out here in the hot water, which it's not going to matter because the moisture is just going to inundate everybody here, because we've seen it. It's already come through Missouri. It's come through Iowa. It's come through Nebraska. All right, so look at these amounts. So we're looking at 3.18 inches, and we'll just take this on up. 3.19. So this is like every 3 hours. So every 3 hours you're getting 3 to almost 4 inches of rain. And as soon as it hits the coast, hopefully it will die down a little bit. I know we were calling for 24 inches of rain, no problem. They'll definitely be able to put out 24 inches of rain. They've already got 8 inches of rain right there. You're going to have levees breaking. There's no way the levees are going to be able to hold this. So hopefully you're evacuated. If you're depending on a levee, get out now. Don't wait for the rain to start, because they're going to intentionally overtop the levees. They did it up in South Dakota. They did it in Nebraska. They did it here in Missouri. And now they're going to do it down here. Without a doubt. So don't wait around for these a-holes to take you out. Get to high ground, because it's coming. This is a targeted event. Let's go ahead and take a look at the this thing here and see what shows up. You can definitely see them cloud seeding right there. All this synthetic clouds. Big time cloud seeding operation over Washington, Oregon. And you just got this, you know, these all were seeded all the way up in Canada that's coming down. Hey, thanks there, Fed Up. Cloud seeding operations going on all over the east, upper northeast. And they're seeding all the way around the storm. See, they're just down here letting it build up. I think they were waiting for it, the dust, to catch up to the storm before they bring it up on the land. I mean, that's what it appears. It appears they have it parked out here. They're going to let the Sahara dust come in here. In fact, let's check it on the Earth Null. I should have looked at that already. So let me get it back on now. Let's jump on over to the particulates. Yep, the dust is there. It's already there. That's like the third wave. Let me back this up. And that's what I was saying. This was going to be a race for this dust to get here. We'll go back to the Sunday. So right here's where it was on Sunday. and the storm was still right up parked over here. So let's go take this up. This is on the 10th, 11th. So now that's adding in. So you got all this toxic sand, all this PM 2.5s already in the storm. This is going into Sunday, and we got another huge wave of this toxic crap headed our way. In fact, a couple of big as far as we can go out. So we got another huge swath of the particulates coming. This is the PM 2.5s. What is going on right there in Texas or Mexico right there? We back that up. Whoa, what is that? Is there fires going on right there, or an earthquake or something, or a volcano? So that's pretty weird there. We got a lot of weird PM 2.5s coming out. So I just want to slowly go through this. Now we know this is a volcano right here where my mouse is. Wow, that just pops up on there. So I have no idea what that is. We got all the fires up there in Alaska, all the fires up in Russia. Canada's on fire. So wow, yeah, that's so not only do we have the bunker fuel being deployed, not only do we have the chemtrails, we have all the electromagnetic warfare going on, and now we have the Sahara dust to add to the mix. Oh yeah, I'm definitely feeling better, been detoxing. Hey, thanks to everybody that sends me stuff out there that helps clear me out. I've been doing these detoxes and herbal teas and all kinds of crap. So yeah, it's definitely getting me a little better. It's starting to break loose. And then I made a cup of coffee, but then I put some different kind of herbal teas and a couple cough drops in there and let it all melt together. It tasted like shit, but it definitely helped. So guys, we're under all kinds of electromagnetic attacks, and yeah, that's why we can predict this stuff way out, because we know, man, we watch what they're doing. We watch them change the weather patterns. None of this stuff is natural anymore. It's all yeah, let me get where we can see this a little better. Let me switch the map here. Let's get it just on. Alright, here we go. So let's look at this. And what's going to happen, we got the dust mixing in there. So that's actually going to kind of kill it out. See how it kind of kills it out, but you're still going to get that mega heavy band of rain, the toxic rain. But look, it kind of kills all that dust. Is going to overseed the storm. You know, you got the bunker fuel over here, the chemtrails. Just ooh, we got some severe weather day here coming up for South Dakota, North Dakota here on the 18th, going into Wisconsin, Minnesota, Iowa. So we're looking at possible tornadoes again for South Dakota, Minnesota, Wisconsin, all the way up into Canada here on July 18th. Man, that's a fast moving storm. That's going to be a wicked storm. So heads up. That thing's going to track all the way into Toronto. Look at the pressure of that system, a 998, 997. That's going to be a wicked storm right there. All right, so we're going to be really looking into this next pattern change. Look, we're going to have some people are going to have a pretty good break. Look at that. The map's pretty clear for quite a few days. They keep targeting the upper north. Anyway, we'll get into this really deep Sunday. So it looks like we're going to, if we make it through here without all the levees breaking, it's going to create a catastrophe. We can tell you that. It's already a pretty good little wind event, but the rain is going to be the killer. The floods is what kills everybody. And the other thing you got to think about, hey, thanks there, Floor Scully. The other thing you got to think about is the ground is so saturated, any little bit of wind is going to bust the trees off. It's going to topple the trees, which is going to take the power out. In fact, I think Mia out there, she sent me one of her videos. She's got tree damage already. So that's going to be a big factor. They're taking out all the trees to put the 5G in. For sure, man. So it's let me refresh this. But yeah, that signature right there gives it all away. We got what is going on right here. Check out here in Texas. Don't tell me that's birds. So right here, it's just gonna blow up. So that's not a storm right there. What do they got going? And then you got, looks like two little eyeballs on that radar. So we got some crazy stuff going on. I'm just trying to watch all that. We got chaff being deployed up there in Maine. You can see it right there on the radar. Yeah, that's a freaky storm. Yeah, but here's our dead giveaway, the military radar installations. And then this freaky signature that we only see. Yeah, look at that thing here. We're going to have to zoom in on that one. And then we only see this during hurricanes, that radar going funky. So let me go ahead and click some frames here and see what we're looking at. I haven't checked emails yet, but I will. Yeah, it takes me so long to load the maps and everything. I don't really get. I usually check emails, try to after the show till I get tired. I can't get through them all. Oh, they possibly could start fires in Texas. I'll dig into that. Oh, there you go, Ralph. Chaff in Maine. I just seen it on the radar, brother. Wow, look at this radar going off already. So this is a tall tale sign of weather modification going on with the radars. You know, all this stuff is made by Raytheon. The weather plans by Raytheon. Look at it. It's like just got a solid small beam there into Lake Michigan. Now these might be some wind farms or solar farms, but all this other crazy stuff going on, that's not normal. Let's see what it looks like. Oh, this is an upgraded radar. We can check the different tilts. So we might be able to pick something up. You know, we got different angles, different tilts, different heights that they're aiming at, sending out the radio frequencies. Hey, thanks, sir, Michael. All right, so I just want to kind of take a quick look at these different tilts. So that's not even, wow, that don't even look like base reflectivity. What the heck? Or base velocity. Did I click the right thing? Yeah, see, this is not even normal looking. Let me try that. Let me try the different tilts, see what it looks like. And thanks everybody out there in the super chat and Bamboo out there, much love. Yeah, I've been dizzy for a couple days. I'm better now, but like I'm really sensitive to the aerosols, to the solar, like when we're getting solar wind, that makes you feel off, that makes your bones hurt and crap. But usually the chemtrails, that's what gets me, man. It's the chemtrails, the bunker fuel, the Sahara dust. I'm really sensitive to that crap, and it kicks my butt every time. Especially